Hello coders, sorry about that. I was looking down at the plugs and I noticed that one of the plugs was slightly out. So as I went to sort that out, I then realized that the intro music was finishing. So I apologize. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's good. I hope everybody has had a fantastic weekend so far. What we're going to do today is we're going to work on the beta launch for How to Code Well. I mentioned this in our previous stream. We actually did some planning. So if I go over to this tab here, we'll see the Jira. And this is essentially me trying to now change this project or change the direction into this project to make it production, or the first part of production ready. Now there's a number of things that we need to do in order to do this, because there's a couple of features that I need to remove because they're not feature complete yet. So we're going to create some feature flags, but also what we're going to do, at least in this stream, is we're going to change the way the course and the external courses are tied together. For anybody new here who is wondering what on earth I'm talking about, we are building the new How to Code Well.net website, which is, well, this is the old one. This is the one that's currently live. And we're rebuilding all of this in Gatsby. We won't have all the terrible adverts. And it will contain all of my courses and not just a small selection of. Okay. And if I was to show you the front end of the current stuff, I'm going to have to create a new tab. Bear with me a minute. Which is here. Can anybody else hear water? That was so weird. Yeah, so I'm gonna build this now in Gatsby. So we're gonna do make install local dev, and this should hopefully build the Gatsby site, and I'll show you what the front end currently looks like. Now I've just ran all of the tests. Oops, there is an issue here. I probably need to change my NVM. To be fair, let's do that. Let's try and do that again. Right, yeah. So I ran all the tests in the back end for the back end. 330 of them, and they all passed, which is good, because what I've recently done, of course, is I've merged all of the stuff we were doing for the API review into the develop branch. So we're going to create a new branch today to deal with the external course database changes. But what I would like to do first of all is just see if we can get the front end actually working. That would be lovely. Just so I can show you what the difference is between this old site and the new site, and then discuss the changes that I want to make today to make it acceptable for the first beta launch. So hopefully that won't take too long to do. We still have to do, because before we were doing the API review, we still have to finish that off. There is still some APIs that I need to review and finish off. So we will get back to that at some point before launch. Okay, so we'll just wait for that to run. Gosh, I should have done this during the pre-stream. Let's just double check what's going on here. This is a sharp issue. Whoops, I don't know why that keeps pushing that over. That's a sharp issue that's hitting that. npm install, and then it looks like it's running through. It's now in progress. So what's happened between now and up here is that it was making the API requests to this backend. And yes, so if we grab that should be ready now. Excellent. Okay, so the images I need to sort the images out. That should be based on the image, if we open up the portal here, this is the front end website. This is the Gatsby one. If I just bring this in so you can see it all. Yeah, so it's something to do with that, I believe. Let me just double check. On DevTools. That's right. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just remove that back. It's the difference, it's the discrepancy between what's on staging and what's in development, because they're different. I really should sort of wire that up, actually. So I'm just going to rebuild that again. Hey, Mr. DB, hope all is good. Hope all is good. It's weird because today I've managed to get my laptop working so I can see the chat from here, and I can see the chat from here, and I can see the code from there. I'm surrounded. So today I shouldn't have any excuse, because I was feeling like I was missing the chat conversations sometimes, and then having to sort of like repeat as I go back up. So hopefully I'll see it flash over there. Okay, so the staging only has, here we go, only has these 3 courses in at the moment. Sorry, development only has these 3 courses, but staging has all of them. It's just there's a difference between the databases, that's all. But that's what I wanted to show you. Now, the difference, or the thing that we're going to do today, is that instead of clicking on one of these things and going, oh, hang on a minute, is that still building? Yeah, it's still building. I'm being impatient. Instead of clicking on that and going actually into the courses page, we want to click on that and go and fire off to the YouTube playlist. That's what we want to do. Just come on. This is just, it just takes a little bit of time. Hey Winblood, thank you for joining. Motivate you to do some coding. Well, yeah, I hope so too. Coding's fun. Coding is good fun. Come on. Good. All right. I don't need to refresh that, do I? Just need to refresh here. All right. So when we click on there, the idea is we would go to this page, and we don't want to do that in the end for the first sprint. For the first phased release, we want to take people to the YouTube playlist instead. This is going to be for the next phased release. So what I need to do here is find out the external URLs for these, and what we do, it's create playlist value for each course. It's these 2 issues that we're going to be working on. And I was thinking earlier that we already have the connection between the course. So this is in the Symfony backend now. So we have course. Now this is the course entity. If anybody read the newsletter that I pushed out earlier, there's a section in the newsletter, by the way, about promoting constructor properties, and it's a PHP 8. It's a PHP 8 feature that's coming on, and this will remove a lot of this stuff. I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, we've got the course, and we've also got a course external here, and the course external has a many-to-one relationship back to the course, and we have the URL. So it's this thing that we need to populate. Now, I was thinking earlier about this and how this really isn't the way to go. Really, the relationship should be on the other side. At the moment, the relationship is that the course external is connected to a course, whereas what we really should be doing is a course should be connected to a course external. So this is bringing up an issue with the database already. So that's what I'm going to do. first, I think. I'm going to create a task to do that. Can I do that from here, or do I have to go into actually... I can do it from here, can't I? Alright, so it's going to be a task, and this is changing. So change. This will all come clear, I hope, as I work through it. So change the relationship between course and course external. A course should have one or more external. No, it's not one or more. Should have one. Should have 0 to 1 link to a external. I can't spell external course. So this is a mapping issue in the database. So this is a DB jobby. I'm going to assign that to me. We'll put the labels in as database. It is also going to affect the API, and it's also going to affect the CMS. However, we won't play with the CMS yet. That's not going to happen today. If we were to scroll down to see which sprint this runs in, this should go into this current sprint, if I can find it. Active sprint. There we go. Okay, so we will create that, and that should have gone down here. We'll push this over there because this is what we need to deal with first. So change the relationship between the course and the course external. Yeah. An external course. Hey Slayer Darth, thank you for joining. Okay, so what we're going to do then, we're going to create a link from course to course external. That's what we're going to do, rather than from course external to course. That's what we need to do. Course is going to be the centralized entity that links off to the other various bits and pieces. So this is going to affect a lot of things. This is going, and we will plan this as we go through, because this will affect the data fixtures, because we have course fixtures and we've got external course fixture here. So it's going to change this, not by a huge amount, but it's still going to change this a lot. Actually, it will change it a lot, to be honest, because I would need to change the course fixture to have a link back to the external. Yeah, gosh, damn. Yeah, that's actually quite a big piece of work here. So I need to change this. Yeah, okay. So let's just type this out as this works. So as we do this. Right, so the tasks are, that should be Anne. Thank you for Slayer Darth, yeah. The tasks here would be to change or to add the external, it's an optional, add optional external URL to the course fixtures. The next task is to change is it the load mechanism? I forget. It's what's it called? Yeah, it is load. Change the load course fixture method to add or to create and link to create external courses if need be, right? If need be. The next thing is to change the external. Well, this means we can remove this. We can remove, yeah. So remove the external course fixture because that will be handled with the fixtures above. And also we need to move its Docker in motion external fixture into course fixture. Into course fixtures. Okay, so that tidies up the fixtures. Sorry, it feels like I've got something crawling up the back of my neck. I've been doing a wee bit of gardening before the stream. Always freaks me out. It must be time for I love that, Mr. DB. It must be time for an unpronounceable. I can't even pronounce the unpronounceable. For an unpronounceable username to pop up. No, Murphy. Thanks for asking, though, Murphy. Slayer Darth. Murphy is he's sleeping. We took him to the forest earlier, and we had a nice long walk down the forest, and he is absolutely shattered. When he jumps up, he is literally up to my back, so up to my shoulders. So he may have been. It may have been him, but I know he's in a different room. Okay, so we're going to move this into here. Here. That's what we're going to do, and this brings me to a question, because now we're moving that in. What happens with the packages? I mean, are there some things, because these packages aren't going to be available for external courses, because these packages are only for internal courses. We have the ID, the title, the subtitle, the description, slug, author, duration, supplier, image, active, and they are all fine. But what about packages? I can't remember how that's set up. Let's have a look. Packages. Here we go. It is a one-to-many, and if I remember rightly, but I will double-check the database. I think it's optional. So yeah, let me just dive into the DB first. So I say, well, we can get rid of the front end for now. So we're going to evaluate the shell, and then we're going to jump into. We might as well go straight back into the API, and we're going to do Docker. Can I do a reverse search? I'm feeling very lazy today. MySQL. Yeah, here we go. And we pass in the password. We do use how to code well. And what I want to do is type show create. I think it's create table course. Is that right? Yeah. All right. Scroll up a wee bit. So we have how did I create this table? We've got the image ID. We've got supplier. We've got author. That is supplier is null. That's interesting. Image is null. That's also interesting. Publish date, active, code is null. That's good. Okay, so yeah, of course it's not connected to this point, is it? So no, it wouldn't be. So yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. That's good. So we don't have to worry about the fact that an external course isn't anything to do with our stuff, and that would be the same, of course, with tutorials as well. Okay, so that doesn't sound so bad. Okay. All right, so what else? We've dealt with the external fixtures, and we've dealt with the course fixtures. We also need to create a migration script. What else does this require? The changing of the relationship. Well, it needs to. We need to change the API for the course. There's many APIs that we need to change actually. Change APIs, and the first API that we need to do is course get all. We also need to get course get by ID, because these will come back with that. So change APIs to include the external URL, course URL. Okay. This also means, obviously, which goes without saying, that we will need to change the tests for these too. I would also like, and we're now probably going well beyond the scope of this task, but what I would also like to do is, when we get to it, we might just create this as another task, is to create a API specifically for getting all external courses. Now, I'm not sure if I've still got this running, but yeah, here we go. So my idea, the grand plan that I was going to do was this line of courses here. This was going to be external courses. So we would have Docker in Motion, we would have the AWS course, we would have the packed publishing courses, the Python courses that I've got here. But what we're doing now, by changing or allowing the first phase to just be links to the YouTube playlists, they're all going to be external. Slayer Darth is asking, am I including course reviews? You know, I never really thought about that, to be honest. I'm going to put that as a phase 2. What I'm going to do, that's a really good comment there, Slayer Darth. I'll save that. I'm going to come out of this, and I'm going to create an epic, because I don't really know what that means in terms of what that looks like. But I'm going to put down course, and I'll think about that when I get to it. Course reviews. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's now gone off to the backlog, into the ether. See, I prefer Slayer Darth saying they prefer MySQL Workbench unless I'm fetching a single row column. Yeah, it's also, I mean, it's formatted in a crazy way, sure, because there's all of this stuff, but also I have I've got I've got this terminal whacked up quite high in terms of like the font size to get this displaying correctly on stream, which means my viewable area is extremely small. So it doesn't always look as crowded as this. Okay, all right. Does that cover it? Does that cover all those things? So we're going to add an optional add optional external URL to the course fixtures. Change the load course fixture. Remove the external course fixtures. Fine. Move Docker in Motion. Yeah. Okay. Create a migration script. So this is going to be database stuff. In fact, we probably need to do this first. And the reason why we need to do this first is because this will break everything. And we'll use that as a way to find out what we need to fix. Oh, I can't. Oh, no, I didn't put that in my clipboard. Let's copy that and then paste that down. And I think this should be the way we go. Okay. So, first up, I don't know why I just hit Control S on my browser. That is going to cause my browser to cry. There we go. Right, the first thing we're going to do is create the migration script. That's the first thing. Okay, a nice cheeky way of doing that is to change the entities and then let the entity manager deal with this. So what I'm going to do is do this. We're just basically going to reverse it, really, I think. And I'm going to put it, doesn't really matter where. I will put it title code, I'll just bung it here. And this is going to go to course external. Actually, what am I doing? Fisher, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this in a different branch. That's what you should do. Features, and we are dealing with course external. There we go. In the safety of another branch. Alright, so this is course external, and that's course external, and this is course external. And course external here then doesn't have that at all. It doesn't have that at all. Nor does it have that. It just has get URL. In the future, I would imagine that these external courses will have their own content in terms of their own description, their own title, and other bits and pieces. Say, for instance, Docker in Motion, that the Manning team there have created their own description. Same with Pact Publishing. So, you know, it might seem like this is just pointless, just having, you know, just that one property here, but I'm seeing this more in terms of like the future stuff. Okay, all right, so we've now done that. Course external, all those things. We're going to need to create the accessor methods. Why is that red? What is this? Declaration must be compatible with. All right, we'll look at that later, I think. We'll put that under the carpet for now, and we'll look at that soon. I'm going to press Command N, and then we're going to do getters and setters. And we're going to choose... Why isn't this coming up? Hang on a minute. Have I not called the variable right? Course external. Oh, gosh. External. Is it external course or course external? Or is it just external? Who knows? Who cares? I think I'm just going to do external for this one. Yep, and then we're going to apply some. I hope my cyclomatic complexity doesn't get massive because of this. External. Sweet. Okay. We're also going to run. Let's get rid of that for now. We're going to run make static analysis and see what falls over. Slayer Darth is saying maybe for YouTube courses you can select the top few comments. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think there's even a way I could pull in. What's going on there? Oh, it's a data fixture. It's found a fixture problem. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think I could, you know, what I would love to do at some point is to wire this up to the YouTube API, and then in the CMS at least, so then I can pluck the comments that I want, or the reviews. That's a good idea. Take a wee bit of time, that one, but yeah, interesting. All right, class or call to undefined method on line 72 of external course fixture. Fine. Let's copy that. Command O, paste that in, and then it's Command L, and it was 72. Aha. I think this means that I need to just remove that. Isn't that the case? Because this course fixture is going to be non-existent. Wherever it's gone here. Course fixture. Sorry, external course fixture. That goes, but this comes back. So let's paste that in there. We've got ID and all of this jazz. Good, 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 good. And then I'm going to drastically remove, just delete that class, because we don't need it anymore. However, one thing I do need to do is create external here, external. And we do need to create that as an array. And this is going to be the URL. And I cannot remember for the life of me what the URL is. So bear with me a couple of mo's whilst I dive in and work that out. I'm going to have to do it through this tab. Give me a couple of seconds whilst I hunt around for that URL. Where would that be? That would be there. Manning Publications. Or just search for Docker in Motion. There we go, that's probably easier. There we go. Okay, this is the URL for that course. Good. Okay, let's bring that back up so I can see what's going on. Okay. Okay. Right, so we've got rid of that entity, that fixture, and we need to deal with this. But we're still working through the task of creating the migration script. So even though we are now working on through some of these things, let's see if we can regroup. Let's do a static analysis again and see what else is broken. Everything's fine. Good, good, good. Okay, so at this stage of the game, because we've changed our entities, does that mean, it must mean that our validation of the database is wrong. So if we did make db, and I think it's db restore, db backup, db import, db reset. There's one of them, test load, test rebuild, test restore. Nope. Test. I can't remember what I've called it. Cat makefile. It's something to do with the database and validating it. It would be in doctrine entity validate. There we go. So let's clear that away and then run the make on this. This should technically throw an error, if that's correct, because it would hopefully see the entities have changed, and it would see that there is, yes, the database schema is not in sync with the current mapping file. So to get around this, what we need to do is obviously create the migration script. So this is my way of making sure that we are now at that acceptable point to do that. So let's do bin. I'm just trying to do these things in a sort of a methodical manner. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get into the bash shell, aren't I, of bash. No. There we go. Okay, and from here, we need to do diff. So this will create our migration, which we can see here. And before I run this, obviously I need to check it. So let's go to wherever that is. That would be not data fixtures, it would be migrations, and it would be this one. I eventually, on the first phase of this, I'll roll up all the migrations, I think. All right, so what have we got here? Alter table course external, drop the foreign key, that makes sense. Drop index as well, that makes sense too. Alter the table and drop the course ID, that makes sense as well. Alter table, add constraint, external ID, course external. That looks good to me. And then on the down, we're basically doing the reverse of all of that. Yep, I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do, I know I'm jumping between tasks here, but I just want to make sure I'm going to use the entities as a way of me testing this. So in in the tests, I'm going to create a unit test. Actually, let's run the unit tests. Before I commit this and run the diff, let's just run the unit tests, because I've probably broken the unit tests because I don't have the external stuff at the moment. So let's do that first. That's probably a good thing. When you're touching the database, there's always a little bit of nervousness, and I'm so glad that we now have 330 tests to back this up. So we'll just focus on the units. We don't have to worry about the APIs for now. Let's do make test, and it is unit. And we'll see. We've probably broken something. Yep, we have. Call to undefined method, external, set course. Okay, that makes sense as well. Hang on, where did that go? Course external, set course on test course external test. All right, let's have a look at that. Line 26. Command O, then paste that in. Command L, and line 26. That's the one. 26 is here. Okay, so this is where we're instantiating a new external course. Now, really, what we need to do is reverse this. So we instantiate a new course, we instantiate a course external, and what we need to do is actually tie course to set external to that entity. And then what we do is we ascertain that the course external, I don't even think course external is this course. Oops, course, not coursey, course, get external, there we go. Okay. Right, let's quickly run that. Yeah, okay, so the unit tests are now happy, that's good. Okay, so we've got the migration, we've got the unit tests, PHP stan is happy, everything's good. We've probably screwed up some of the... No. Well, I'm feeling nervous. Let's run the... Let's run the migration, and then let's run the API tests. Because I can't run the API tests unless I've ran the migration, because nothing's changed in terms of the database. So let's do that. And we should only need to focus on the course API, so I'm not going to bore you with all the API tests. Let's do that. So we need to jump into the container, which would be not that one. Bash. I should have really done this in a different tab, shouldn't I? Let's just clear down that screen. Right, so we've done diff. We need to do migrate, which is migrations. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to type it out, am I? Fine, migrate. Whoops, press tab on that, was a mistake. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's now ran. And I think at this stage, should I run the tests? Yeah. Although, yeah, so even though that's ran, I need to do db make db test rebuild. Whoops. I keep forgetting. I think what I'm going to do is write some sort of command, some sort of, what do you call it, a macro, that whenever I create a new sort of window, like this, for instance, a new one of these things, that it just automatically runs that. Because I need to evaluate the shell each time. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I was rebuilding the DB. It's a make file. It's a make DB test rebuild. Yeah. Okay. So this is now going to run those fixtures. And is that going to fail? Well, Yes, we've failing on course fixture. Undefined index image. Well, I didn't expect that at all. That's weird. On line 350. Okay, course fixture. On line 350. Okay, yes. It's yes. This is because external courses don't always have images. But actually they do. They do have images. They do. It's just this one doesn't. I'm going to do something a little bit silly here. I'm just going to copy that and paste this into there. And then I'm surprised this isn't going to fall down on something else. Let's run that again. They do have images, Pete. Yeah, they do. I'm talking to myself now. Cup of tea time, I think. Okay. Active is missing. I suppose this is a good way to shake the tree and see what falls out. Alright, so active is true. Let's run that again. And then when, on all of these undefined indexes, I'll question myself as to, is this required? No, that is not required. We do not have packages for an external course because it's up to the external course platform to deal with that. So this means that I need to change this up. We're now working our way through, I've just realized, our merry way through all of these things as we go. I'm not setting any of these as done yet until I have all the tests running. So, okay. And I guess what we'll do is we'll use this as a way of reviewing anything that's left up. Alright, so we've got to deal with the packages, and this is the packages. So this is a for each loop. What we need to do, really, oh gosh, Pete, come on, that's terrible. That really needs to be in a method, to be honest, doesn't it? Let's do that. Public function set packages. Or create packages. Create. Am I creating a package here? Yes, I am creating a package. Create package. And this will take an array of data, of packages. Come on, let's call it what it is, packages. We will also pass in, the course, because we need to set the course against the package. So course, which is that. And that's fine. Okay, so packages is now the data. I don't think this needs to return anything. We just instantiate that and then we add the package to the course. Yeah, so that should just return void. Unless maybe we just return the course back. That, whatever. Doesn't matter, does it? Because we've set it on the course itself. But let's just return that. I suppose that's nice to do. Okay, all right. So now what we can do with the create packages, come on, there's more than one of them that we're doing. That replaces this, so we do this, create packages, and we pass in the data of packages, which obviously means that, and the course itself. And now we're putting in data. This means that that should be fine. That should be good. And I can wrap this in an if statement. So if and we can check if there is an instance of it. If is set data packages. Can't spell packages. We go ahead and create those packages. Oops. That's better. All right, let's now run that again and see how that changes things. I was watching a really good video. I forget the name of the person who did it. This is so frustrating. But I watched a really good video the other day on branching. It was a C#, I think it was C# video, and talking about the branches when you compile the code, how many branches, how many decisions the code has to make, and how to speed that up by creating branchless code. Very fascinating. What I'm going to do is, after this stream, I'm going to I'll dig that out, and then I'll put it in the resources in our Discord server, because that was fascinating when I watched it. Okay, anyway, enough of that. So the fixtures seem to have all gone through, okay, and we've updated the database as well. So this command here dumps the database into the test dump SQL file, which is what is used when we go and run the API test. So I needed to have done that before we've run the test. So we'll run the tests now. We'll do make make test. Although we don't want to test all the APIs, so this means that I'm going to have to go into the bash container, and we are out of that at the moment. So let's go back in, and we do. What do? We do bin console run. No. Codecep, because we're running this in Codeception. Run API -G, and I'm going to have to go and find the grouping. API. It would be courses show, courses index. Oh, I've split these out, haven't I? Silly me. Right, let's just run that. Alright, 5 tests. This should be enough to cover the amount of courses. I think what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to create course API group for all. That's course API. That's course API for all of these. I just want to make sure that they're all grouped. So if I just want to run all the courses, I can do so. Course API. Course API here. And there. And there. And there. And there. And here. So many tests. Unreal. I reckon we're going to probably get to about 500 tests, I think, by the time this goes out. Why is that? Okay. And what we'll do in a minute is we'll run through all of these. Just to shake that tree. Oops, I don't need to. Whoa! Ow. So weird. With the magic mouse, you press command, hold command down, and then you scroll, and it does that. Sorry. Course API, course API, course API. That's all good. Have I done the same? Oh, I have. Ugh. I wasn't looking what I was doing, was I? Silly me. I've done it again there as well. Fool. Blindly just putting in groups. No, I definitely need one there. And let me just go back 1mo. Yes, no, that's fine. It's at this point we don't have any more. So that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And the course enrollments, that's okay. That's okay. And that's okay. That's okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is, first of all, let's just see if any of that came out. No, that's fine. And we'll run all the courses. We'll do course API like that. So this is going to run 28 tests. Time for a cup of tea, I think. I just want to make sure that the tests are coming back with the right things. That change hasn't made a nasty effect. The next thing on our list to do, because we've done the migration script, we've added the optional URL to the course fixtures. We've changed the load course fixture method to create external courses if need be. Have we done that? Is that a thing? Have I done that? We'll just wait for all of this to go through whilst we'll take a look at that. Have I done that? So this would be in the in here. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. We haven't done that at all, have we? No. Okay. So we need to cope with that. So again, I'm going to create another method down here. And we're going to do a public function create external. And we're going to pass in an array like we've done before. That array is going to be the external config. And of course we pass in the course itself, of course. And why is that? Undefined class. There we go. All right. So we want to do first up, if no, we want to do think. Well, we certainly need to instantiate the external thing, right? So external is equal to new external. Is it? I've called it course external, and that might be a future thing to change, rather than. No, course external does make sense. Okay, external, and then we pass in the URL. So set URL. We're also going to set this as active as well. So we're going to have an active flag as well. Active is equal to true, because just because it's active on my thing doesn't mean that it's active on their thing, and blah, blah, blah. So this will be external config URL, and the next one down here is going to be set active, and this is external config active. Like that. Now, we need to make sure no, that's fine, that's good. That's good. We just need to make sure that is there. So again, it's very similar to this. If is set external, then we do create external, passing in, external. How's those tests? I'm going to stop them because we now need to rebuild the database once more because we need to sort that out. Okay, so let's do that. How best to... Oh, look, I'm in the container in both things this time. How best to do that? Make db test rebuild. And that will run through those fixtures. Should be good. So it deleted the database, created it, then ran the migrations, now running the fixtures, and now dumping the database out to a file. I'm going to just to appease myself, I'm going to run static analysis just to make sure that I haven't screwed anything up. Oh, I have. There needs to be a return type hint on course fixture. Create external. There we go. Yes, I'm. Ah, no, that doesn't even make sense. I need to do course set external. There we go. And then return the course. What am I doing? There we go. Right. Now is PHP has Stan happy? No. What's this? A function with return type must return a value. Does it? Oh. Thank you, PHP Stan, for highlighting my stupidity. Good. Okay, that's done. So we'll need to rebuild the test database again. Run those fixtures. And after this, what I'm going to do is just take a look at the database. So we're going to create another one of these. And we're going to go into there. And we're going to evaluate the shell once more. And then we're going to do MySQL. Whoops, something's gone bang. What's that? A new entity was found through the relationship of course external that was not configured to cascade persist operations for entity course external blah 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 blah. To solve this issue, either explicitly call entity manager persist on the unknown entity or configure cascade persist. This association in the mapping of... Okay, yeah, fine. I know what this is all about. Basically, in the entities, and this is why I haven't committed the code or marked the tasks at least as done, is that there needs to be a persist on this. So what I'm going to do, I think there is persist. There we go, persist. And I believe it needs to go on here. Whoops, like so. Let's run that again. And also let's use how to code well here. And I want to just see select all from course external. I just want to see once the fixtures have been done, which they are. Just pass in that password there. Yeah, we have that. That's the URL. That is the ID. So now can we do? And that is active. So can we do select all, or just select the title? We can do that. Select title from course where external underscore ID is equal to that ID here. Okay, good. Docker in motion. Boom. That's the one we put in. That's the one we put in. I'm pleased. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So now, now we can run those tests. So I'm going to run all those again. We'll get there. We'll get there. I like this piecemeal programming. It's like, you know, you do a little bit, you do a test. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Go back, do it a little bit more. And then you know, you test that. Does that work? Yes. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Yeah. I'm really pleased that I have these auditing tools that verify and check my own work, because as you can see, I'm terrible at this stuff. I'm a terrible programmer. Never do it right first time. So having PHP Stan and having these API tests just say, you're going to break it if you do that. That's good. It's good backup. It's good backup. All right, so we've removed the external course fixture. That's good. And we've moved Docker in Motion into the external course fixtures. And the next thing is to change the APIs to include the external course URL. Now, yes. So what we'll do is we'll run all these tests first, all the 28 tests. We'll make sure that they all pass, and then that'll give us some stable ground that we can walk on. And then I'll break everything again. And then once we've done that, we will then make our own API, a new one, to get all external courses, which in this case will only get that one course. But remember, the whole point of doing this is to, when we push out the first phase, is to map all of these courses, and obviously we've got far more of them, all of these courses to the YouTube, to their specific YouTube APIs, playlists. Meaning that I don't have to deal with user interactions, which is something I don't want to do in the first phase. So this is just the groundwork for that. And whilst this is going on, I just want to have a little look at Jira and just see, let me save that for a minute and then just close that down. Create the playlist value for each course entity. So this is a content stocking task. So I would go into the into the content management system, and I would put in the playlist value as the external URL for each of the courses. Make a course redirect to the YouTube playlist. So this is front end. I'm going to tag that, and that needs to be tagged with labels. So that's front end, and it's API. No, it's not API. Sorry, it's UI. Okay. Whilst those tests run, I think it's a good opportunity to just go and sort of tighten this up a little bit. So that's what we're working on at the moment. Create playlist value for each course entity. This is content stocking. So this is CMS. Do I have a label for content stocking? I don't really know. It's usually just something that we do in the evenings. Content. There we go. Okay. Cool. So that can't be done today, all right? Well, it can be done today, but I don't want to, because that's just boring. That's CMS work. It's like, there's no coding involved. It's just going through the YouTube stuff and updating all the courses. So we won't do that at the moment. Have I got anything in here to actually alter the content management system? Because we need to have that field, because if I was to log into the CMS, which we'll have to do it on staging at the moment because the database is being torn down all the time. I bet we don't. Oh, why aren't you logging me in? How rude. Logging me in. Huh. No, I'm not allowed into my own. I know that the staging server is running out of memory, like huge amounts. It's being consumed. But why am I not? Ugh. Right, whilst this... I wish I never did that now. Whilst that's going on, let's just go into the... let's just SSH up to the box. I didn't think this was going to happen today. Right, and I'm going to docker ps. Let's just see what is running at the moment. You can tell it, it's running out of a lot of space. Whoops, I can't spell docker ps-a. Okay, they're all up, and if we did docker logs -f of the CMS, that's what we're at, which would be this one. What's going on here? It's almost like it just died, because that was a follow. That was -f. So that should have kept following. And that's July 16th. Well, that was not today. How bizarre. Alright. Let's cd into apps. No space left on device. This is the thing. Okay. I think I'm going to have to tear the whole thing down and bring it back up again. And boost the disk space of the server. I also think that there's a problem with my logging as well. So let's see if I can clear that up. If we went into apps, I can't even get into there. Christ. Can I get into... What can I do? I can't get into there either. Alright, I think I'm going to just have to kill staging and then bring it back up. But we won't worry about that today's stream. That's something I've got to deal with off stream. I think my logs aren't rotating, and so they're just building up. Shot myself in the foot, haven't I, on that one? Alright, those tests all passed. That's fine. I tell you what, in the background, because that's starting to bug me, we will rebuild the whole thing. I think that's probably... Let's give that a go. System, it's in infrastructure, and the command that I want to run. What's on git status here? Okay, I was playing around with the SSL stuff. That should be okay. Let's do... yeah, let's run terraform destroy. And that will destroy everything. Thank you. Let's run terraform apply. And that'll bring it all back up. Well, it'll bring up the servers at least. So I didn't realize I was going to have to do this today. Invalid group, the security group, allow HTTP already exists for VPC. Okay, all right. I'm going to do this off stream. I think this is going to. I'm falling down a rabbit hole, and I don't need this today. So on stream. So what I'll do as the so staging is now out of action because I've just removed it, but that's fine. And right, so this here, yeah, we ran the tests, 28 passed, and we should be able to get to the database at least, the CMS at least locally. So CMS local. because what I want to do is just take a look at this the course creation pages and the edit pages, because I don't think there is an external URL there. Of course, this is because it's running locally and it's in dev mode. This is going to run rather slow, as we can see. Right, I would like to get to courses, and I would like to see. Wow, so slow. Let's create a new one. What I'm after is a text box. Oh, wonderful. Right, what's that error? They're all errors are just coming left, right, and center, aren't they? Let's just see what this is. Let's come out of this shell. That's because that's tests. Actually, I can do this. I can do this up here, can't I? Make log critical, and let's run that again. And we should. Hopefully, there we go. Uncalled exception. The property publish dates is not readable because it has typed data time. You should initialize it. Where is this? Which one is this? Course publish date is not readable. Why did PHP stand not pick this up? Maybe it's just something that it doesn't pick up. Publish date. The property app course publish date is not readable. It's not readable because it is typed data type. You should initialize it or declare a default value instead. I was under the impression that publish date was null by default. Let's have a look at that. So it is null by default. So is this a problem with the CMS trying to pull it out? Let's have a look. So SR templates course, and we go to, it was the index page I was looking at, publish date. Is it trying to pull out a publish date that doesn't exist? So course publish date. Course publish date. That is a check. If course publish date, then run that. Else run that. If I was to comment this line out, is this the offending thing? I bet it is. Oh no. What else is wrong? This is now still saying that. Publish date must not be accessed before initialization. So this seems like it's a bigger issue than just the template. Packages. It shouldn't be accessed. The property is not readable because, right, what is accessing this? Because I'm not accessing it here. Let's have a look at the controller for the CMS. It's funny how you just want to check one thing and then you end up going down a rabbit hole because you found a bug somewhere else. And of course, this would all be I haven't got any tests against the CMS, so this is why this has fallen out of the hoop, so to speak. So on index we are returning all the courses update, and we're ordering them by update and creation date. And that's where we're at, right? Yeah. Oh, courses new. This is creating a new course. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh no, it is what I wanted to do. Sorry, create. Beg your pardon. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So, okay, course, create from form, is submitted is valid, get the doctrine stuff, then we do the persistence, and then we do the redirection. So this would be, it wouldn't be the index, it would be the new .html. And this would be running against the form. So maybe it's a problem with the form. Let's remove the form, everything out of the form, and then refresh and see if that comes back. Proper trial and error stuff, this. I wish there was a test against this, but there isn't. And I do not have capacity to test the CMS before the first stage of the beta launch. I mean, really, what would be good is just some way of just accessing each page and just making sure that it returns a 200 OK. I mean, maybe I should just do that at some point. CMS form, so that didn't work. So it's not that. So this brings me back to this. I mean, is it because... Let's have a look at get published. Get published date. It returns null. Is this null by default? No, it's not. That's the problem. That's the problem. I betcha. I bet this comes back with either another error or it works. Okay, right. So maybe there's another error. Let's have a look. This is now code. The property code is not readable because it is typed. Oh gosh, code is up here, I think. It is also null. This is also nullable, but this needs to be set to null. Yikes. Yay. I suppose I could write some unit tests just to ensure that when we instantiate the course... Yeah, I'm going to do that, because there's another issue here, and this is the supplier is not readable because it is typed entity supplier. You should initialize or declare it. I think I know why this is happening. This is because I upgraded to PHP 7.4, and I haven't accessed the CMS since I've done that. And I've declared this as strict types 1. That's why supplier is here. It is also nullable. Anything else? What else shakes from this tree? There's something else. The author. Anything else? Any more for any more? Hey, that's working now. Wonderful. Okay, so we have the publish date, but we don't care about that. What we care about is the external link, and we don't have that. So that's what we need to do. So yes, we go back to the tasks at hand, which is this one, and it was that we would like to, after we've done the APIs, or we could do them beforehand. Let's do them afterwards. After that, we need to add or create a new form, a new CMS form to add external URL to courses. Okay. All right. All right, we've ran all of the API tests and they all passed. So now we can look at dealing with the APIs. Because I suppose what I should do is change the APIs to include the external course URL. Okay. So we're going to run Postman. Which is here, and we're going to run, first of all, we need to log in as the system user. And then after that, we need to run get, we'll do get all. Have I logged in? Yeah. Let's do that. So this will get all of them. Am I running off dev? Yeah, I am. Good. Okay. And then in here, can I bring this up? Is this possible? Yeah. If I ran this again, we would have Docker for beginners. We would have PHP command line. We're looking for Docker in motion, which would probably be one of the last ones. Come on, all these tutorials, I don't need them right now. I need the course stuff. That's Docker machine. Can I Docker in? That's strange. Why isn't that coming back? That's bizarre. I would have thought that I would have thought that would have come back. It's not because I'm trying to do it, get all free ones, right? Maybe that's the case. Can I do it by just getting the ID? So get course and run this against that ID. Is that possible?
Hello, coders.
Hey, we've got a new follower, and this is follower 500. And I'm going to try and pronounce this follower's name as best as I can. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to Dragonfly2323. Thank you ever so much for following follower 500. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a great weekend. You've helped to make my weekend much better because the 500th follower. Woohoo! Okay. So we do have Docker in motion back, which is good, but we don't have it when we. What's the get all premium? Let's see. Have I got a something going on there? Does this fork the logic out a little bit? I'm not sure. PHP 00 design patterns. Docker for beginners again. I'll just do a find. Docker in. Okay, this is weird. Why is Docker in motion not coming back? It's active, it's true. We've updated the database, we've seen it in the database. It's coming back when we're running the single API request. So why on earth is it not coming back when we run the get all? Let's have a little look. So what I want to do is go to the API course controller. This is the API that we're running, the type here. So this is either free or premium. No, it doesn't really do anything, to be honest. I don't think it does does much. Find all by package. Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, I gotcha. I know what this is about. Because there's no package associated to this. Because there's no package associated to this, it's not going to find it. It's not going to find it. Which is why I need another API call for this specific use case. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, so really, if we go back to here, this thing, we're not changing the APIs. We're creating the APIs, which is what this is doing. Okay, so get by ID. Still, we still need to alter the APIs to include the external courses, but the get all is something that we need to do specifically for external courses. So let's just focus on the ID first up, all right? Because we know that exists, because if we ran this in Postman, we've got it back. So I think it's this one here with Docker in motion. So we do have that. That is available. But we don't have the URL. The URL isn't in here. Docker in motion, by the way, is the course that I've done for Manning Publications. So it's this one, and we need to get the URL back. So how do we do that? It's in the schemas of the API return, because we're using the JSON API schema. If we went to course schema here, it would be in one of the attributes. Yeah. Now, let's just make sure that there is a test behind this. That would be a good start for that. So let's go to APIs. Let's go to, it would be course show, right? Because we are showing the course. Here we go, the attributes. And we're going to look for an attribute that is external. And that's going to have, itself is going to be an array where we have the URL, and that is going to be a string, and I can't remember if we can do this as optional or not. I don't know. I need to have a look at the documentation for codeception for that one. Codeception, all one word. And the documentation would be C response matches. Here we go. Or null. There we go. Or null. So, yeah. So it'll be a string or null. That's clever. I can actually say that this is a string and it needs to be a URL. Nice. Nice. And yeah. For now, that should cover it. So let's run the tests again and see this fail. Take care, Mr. DB. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, there's a Sunday dinner halfway across town with my name on it. Lovely. Oh, enjoy your Sunday dinner, sir. I'm jealous. I wonder what is the most popular meat in terms of a Sunday dinner. Of course, you could be a vegetarian or a vegan or what have you. I'm not. I've got no problems with the people who are, obviously. But yeah, I wonder what is the most popular meat for a Sunday dinner. I quite like beef. I really like roast beef. And I also like toad in the hole, which I know isn't a roast dinner. It's more of a you know, in my opinion, it's comfort food. Toad in the hole, for those who don't know, because I think it's an English term. It's you have batter, and then in the batter you have sausages, and then you also have onions. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. It's like pigs in blankets, but you obviously don't have the bacon, you have the batter. It's so good. It's like a big Yorkshire pudding, right? But with sausages inside. Okay, let's run. We won't run all the tests. Chicken. Roast chicken. That's good. I've lived in You've lived in England for 10 years and still... Is this your first ever Sunday roast? Wine blood. Oh no, sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry, it's just because the colours of the usernames were similar. Wineblood is saying that they've lived in England for 10 years and has still not tried a Sunday roast. You are missing out. You are missing... Sort that out. Sort that out. Tell you what, you do not know what you're missing. What you want is some either roast chicken, maybe some roast beef. Hell, why not? Choose both. Go for as much as you can. You want some with the beef. You want some nice sauce to go with that. You also want some peas. You want some roast vegetables. Oh, maybe some chips. Maybe instead of chips, maybe go for some sort of potato. Oh, good stuff. You're making me feel hungry now. A bit of mint sauce. If you're having roast lamb. Cream of horseradish. Yeah, horseradish, right? That is horseradish. It's like, have you tried, what do they call it? It's wasabi. Have you tried wasabi? Which is like the sauce you put on sushi rolls. Oh, that gets to the back of your throat. It really does. Gravy. Now, I tell you what makes a good Sunday roast is a good gravy. If you get the gravy right, and we're not talking granules, we're not talking any powder stuff, we're talking gravy that comes from the juices of the meat that you've just cooked. Oh. Get the gravy right, then everything just falls into play. Oh man, I feel hungry. Take care, Mr. DB. Enjoy that Sunday roast, sir. Oh, good. I could just talk about Sunday roast for the whole stream. I won't. We got work to do. Beef fat in the gravy. Mmm. Crackling with pork. Yes. Crackling is the skin of the pork, and when you put it when you roast it, it goes really tough and hard. But then there's like little chewy bits inside. Oh, it's like having a bag of crackling right from the pub. Sorry, vegetarians. I've tried your nut roasts. They're fine and everything, but it just doesn't get to the sides, does it? Yeah. Sunday roasts and Christmas meals have to be one of my favorite all-time English sort of meals, right? Okay. Anyway, enough of the food talk. Let's get onto the code, because I've totally forgotten what I was doing. I think I was about to run a test, wasn't I? And that test, I believe, was going to check for this. So we can run course API show This will fail. And what we want this to do, or at least we should run that one at least, because we don't need to run all of them. What this will do is tell us that we're missing this section. And I want to make sure that this section isn't, this URL is not, is optional. So yeah, it's failed, and we can see this is the payload that gets returned. And it's saying that we can't find the key external, it doesn't exist. So let's go and create that. Now, do I have any unit tests against the schemas? I think I do. So we have course view and course registration. Let's take a look at course view a minute and see how that's wired up. All right, let's do another one. Oh, that's fine. That's okay. We won't worry about that too much today. Let's take a look at the schema itself, which is out of the tests into here. Okay, so what we need to do is create an array, which is external, and it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be here at all. So let's say, for instance, it's up here, like that. Now, I think this breaks the JSON API schema. I don't think you can have arrays within attributes. I don't think so. I'm gonna have to look that up at some point. But anyway, this is the URL. And I guess what we should do is, I mean, it will do get, sorry, this is resource. This would be get external. Let's just type this out. I will definitely refactor this. So get external, and then this would be get URL. Now, in the future, there's going to be more than just the URL for the external part. So we're going to create a function called public function get external. And we're going to pass in the course, that is the resource, or we'll just type course. And this is going to return an array with URL. And this will be, again, we'll refactor this. I just want to, there we go. And then that's going to return that. But what we need to do is check that. So if because get external would be null, I guess what we can do is say external is equal to course get external, and then we can just say here, and then so this would be core, no, this would be external is an instance of external, course external. And if that's the case, then we get external, get URL, else that returns null. Okay, and then we return that back. Okay, so that then returns an array. Whoop. Let's put some comments in here. And this up here needs to be this get external, passing in the resource, which is the course. Okay. Okay, now that's working, or running, can we run that test again? Does that sort that out? No. No is the answer to that. And we don't seem to be getting any in. It's a 500 internal server error. Alright, I think this is because I'm falling into a trap here because I haven't created any unit tests against this. So I think I'm going to have to do that. In fact, unfortunately, I haven't created any unit tests against the course schema itself. I've only tested it on, say the course view. Tut tut tut. So, let's just do that now. Course schema test. And we're going to focus on the external one at the moment. So, we'll mock that out. This will be course schema. Course schema. Why is that, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It's just because of the mock. That's okay. Let's change this. This just do a Control H. Is it Control H? Command H? No, that's not it. It's Command R. We want to change that to this. Let's replace all those.
Hello, coders.
Hey, we've got another follower. Whoops. Ah, this is a username that I'm going to find very difficult pronouncing. It's follower 501. Thank you very much. Is it Draculaja? I don't know. I don't know. There's an ETAJR there, but thank you very much for following. I really do appreciate it. I'm just going to say Drac. Thank you very much for following. I do appreciate it. I'm very sorry that I can't pronounce your name, but I can't pronounce anybody's names, to be honest. I can barely pronounce my own. Thank you for following. I do appreciate it. 501. That's brilliant. I'm so chuffed. Thank you very much. Okay, this is going to test the course. Do we need to do... Yeah, test the course itself. And this is going to check the type. So we might as well put these in. We may as well. And this is going to get the attributes. So this would be we would instantiate a new course, which is here. We're not dealing with the counters today. What we are dealing with, the external. So I'm going to do. We're going to instantiate an external course. So we will call this external. I'm going to just change this to be specific. So get external attributes. A little bit more. Because this is the area that we're failing on. Nobody can say it. No probs. Thank you. Okay, external. And then what we do is we say we want to set the URL, and this URL it doesn't matter what it is. Well, I suppose it should do, shouldn't it? Let's just grab that from the fixtures. It's good to know, keep them standard, I suppose. So we're going to grab that one. That is our Docker in Motion URL, and paste it into there. And then we're going to do resource set external, passing in external to that. Now, then we would expect that we would have external in here. We won't worry too much about the dates and everything. That's not what we're worried about at the moment. So we just want to check that we have external on here. And we want to make sure that, well, I tell you what, for this test, let's just make sure that we have external coming back. I'm not going to bother with the relationships. So let's just run run this all these tests and see what happens. So this would be a unit test now. Basically, I want to get to the bottom of why that API test was failing. -G. Okay, no, that fails. So what's going on here? The schema must be an instance of view schema. No, it shouldn't. Why? Ah, that'll be why. Oh, bring on PHP 8, I say. Okay, still an issue. Call to member function format on null. What am I formatting? What am I doing? Why am I... Where's that? 38. No. 87. Oh, wait. I need to have these in. That's why. That's why. Okay, never mind. I thought I could get away with not having those. I will just grab them from this, I think. And paste them into here. And then run that test again. And what's wrong? Call to member function on line 38 still. Okay. We've added the updated in the created date. It's published date. Ah, now that's an issue in itself. I'm so glad we went down this rabbit hole because No. That's not an issue. That's not an issue. We should only be getting active courses, so no, that's fine. All right, let's just copy that and put this into the. When we deal with when the content management system runs the against the API, which it isn't doing at the moment, we will have to do a lot of changes to this, but it's not at the moment. It's only the front end. That's only Gatsby that's dealing with the with it. Okay, so that worked, right? So that all worked, which is bizarre. So let's see if let's see. So we have that. Let's go this assert same, and we're going to compare this against I guess what I need to do actually, because this is an array of an array, let's do that first. So we should do this assert array has key against attributes external. So that should be the key here. So that needs to go over there, and we are looking for URL. That's what we're looking for in here. So let's run that again. And what have we got? That works too. Okay, fine. So let's make sure then that URL is what we set it to. It is, and yet and yet the tests above, the API tests, which I'll run now, was failing. So I think what I'm going to do is just come out of this for a minute, if I can. There we go. And then I'm going to just I'm going to log the critical. I think I missed it. Let's run that test again. So this should log out whatever is the issue here. Yeah, here we go. Typed external must not be accessed before. Oh god, it's one of those things again. Yes. Yeah, this is to do with the entity and the fact that it's nullable, and therefore here we go. I'm looking for external here. It is nullable. Is it nullable though? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is, although I just haven't set it as it is nullable, but it is nullable, because if I went into the database, it's nullable, because I haven't explicitly said that it's not. Rats. Okay. That's not going to work, is it? That needs to be external and then null, which also means that if we ran a get external, this needs to be null, this needs to be null, and somebody sort that out. That question mark, and then that's fine. Okay, so let's see if we can run that again. What's happened? Okay, so we've got the response now, and it's just saying that the external doesn't exist in this payload, which it doesn't. Which is peculiar, because I'm sure we've just done that. Yeah. Get attributes of the core schema. That's what we've changed. So why is this not working? I'm very, very, very confused. Can we see the actual API that's been called? No. Let's run this with -v to see how that runs. So it is come on, tell me which API it's running. This one, courses. It's getting a specific course. Right, so that's getting a specific course. So that would be running... It would still be running this, though. It would still run through this code. Why would it not run through this code? Course fixture. It's not course fixture. In the controller, in API... whatchamacallits, wherever it's gone, I can't remember, here. That would be running this. It would be running show. Show would be getting a response back. It would then be processing that response. It would be getting the course, and it would be setting the yeah, the external ID is not set here. Oh External needs to go there. It needs to be put in the public fields. Otherwise, it's not going to be put into the schema. Yes. See, this is why we have these tests. Which I'm about to run again. I think like these tests just highlight how useless I am at actually doing this thing. Right, what's going on now? Nothing, that's passed. Alright, let's run the units again. We might as well just run them all. Because they're super quick anyway. Done. Alright, cool. Happy with that. We now should have, if we ran Postman against Docker in motion and hit send, we should now have a another section in the attributes that comes back. This was probably going to tell me that I need to log in. Yes. Because I've spent so much time faffing about with this. So once that token's set, we should now be able to run send, and then this should hopefully return the URL. So we should have external, and then we have the URL. That is exactly what I'm after. Woo! Yay! Wee! Woo! Okay. And did I ever get to the bottom of why Docker in motion wasn't coming back when I returned all of them? Ah, yes, yes I did, didn't I? Because the problem there was in the it doesn't have a package, right? And when I was running, it's this call here. It's getting all by packages where it's free or premium. That's why. And so what I need to do is create another API request that does this. What I'm going to do, because I'm coming really close to the end of my drink, I'm going to grab another drink. I'm also going to go and stroke Murphy, my English Springer Spaniel, make sure he's okay, make sure that he's chilling out, all right. He's not chasing the cats or anything. And then and then I'll pop back. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a wee break for a few minutes. I will see you soon. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, right. Got a new drink. Always good to keep yourself hydrated. So, I'm going to... We ran the tests earlier and they're good. And we were actually getting this back from Postman. So we can see that we have the... not that one, sorry, this one. The external is coming back, which is good. We need to create an API for just getting all the external courses back. That's what we need to do. I've ran the migration, so that's right. And I've updated, yeah, okay. So the next thing we need to do then is to create an API endpoint specifically for getting all external courses back. So we'll create that as a test first, right? So let's go to scroll down here. Let's go to it's not a unit test, it's an API test. And that API test would be called courses external index. And we're going to follow the same principles. I can't spell external, can I? I have an M in external. There is no M in external. What am I doing? External, not mal. External. External. All right. We'll follow the same conventions. So this is getting all free. This is getting all premium. We don't need those, so they can go. Right, they can go. Get all premium with wrong... Okay, what we... I was hoping that we could copy a lot of this, but we can't. This is going to be courses external. So this is get all external test. We'll change that because that's the grouping of all of them. We'll do Control R. We'll paste that in, and we'll change it to be course API external index. External. Spell that right this time. Without the I. I've copied that over to here, haven't I? Silly me. Right, now replace all of them. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we should change that to get all external. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the premium stuff. We don't need to worry about the premium stuff with the wrong token. However, we do need to worry about the external with the wrong token. That would probably be a thing here. So get external with wrong token. So that again is external. And then down here that would also be external. And let's get all premium with no token this time. External. Yep. And then this one is get all with an invalid type. We don't need to worry about that because there's only one coming through. So if we ran all of these tests, they would all fail. In theory. So we'll do all that. So from here we'll do run API -G, and off it goes. Yep, so these will all fail because those endpoints do not exist. So those endpoints would be in the API course controller. I think it's probably wise if I created a new... Do I create a whole new class for this? I kind of need to, I think. Because... No, I don't think I need to. I don't think so. It needs to be... how's those tests going? They're all failed. Good. Good. Okay. We'll put it up above here just because of the roots. That needs to, instead of being type, this needs to be external. So that is external index. And there is no requirements. It is a GET request. And the description, get all external courses. Alright. So there's no type. There's not even a package. But what we do need to do is we need to create a manager class, a manager thingy, and we need to do find all. We've got by package, but we need to do by find all external. So that doesn't exist yet. So if we click on here in the manager itself, we need to create... What's wrong with that? There we go. We need to create a class, not a class, a method. That's find all by package. We need to create another method that finds all where they have an left joined to external. Now, we really should test these things. That's what we really should do. So I guess what I'm going to do, let's just work out why that is an error. That's errored because of this. Fine, okay. Let's just comment that out for now. And let's just pass in courses as an array, right? And then we'll test the database. Hey, thank you very much for following. Thank you very, very much. Another username that I'm not going to be able to pronounce. I'll try it. MTR, I might as well just spell it. MTRPLX. Mutpulux. That's brilliant. Thank you for following. I really appreciate it. Brilliant. Thank you. Clever. Okay, so let's oh dear, that's cracked me up. Okay, so what we need to do is write a test for the database, right? So we're going to create a find by external in the manager, and we're going to see if we can test that out. So we have in integration database. We don't have many tests, I should appreciate, but we should be able to do like get by service and then do a find and then do all the various bits and pieces and all of this stuff. And I think there is even some more in so this is persisting and all of that jazz. So yeah, we should be able to access the database at least. So I'm going to create under integration. I'm going to create another directory here, and we're going to call it manager, because obviously this is an integration rather than a functional, I suppose you would call it, maybe, other than a acceptance or a unit test. Certainly not a unit test. So we'll call this course manager test, and that goes into here, yeah, and that's course manager, and And what's wrong with this? Yeah, just tidying up as we go. So we are going to do test find all external. All right. So it's a repository test. Well, actually, it's a manager test, to be fair. In fact, thinking about this, it's a manager test that calls a repository. Because if we were really clever about this, what we would do is in the repositories, so not even in the managers, in the repository, in the course repository, we would create a find all external here, and it would be at this point, I'm just putting in some stuff, at this point this is where we would do the check, so it would be a repository test. So yeah, let's do that first. So let's rename this from manager to repository. So I'm going to refactor, rename, change this to be repository. Like so. And we'll change from course manager, we'll change that to course repository. And what I'm looking for in this test is to find or make sure that there is an external that's what this is. What I was wondering why there was parameters on here, but this is using a data provider, isn't it? Let's get rid of those. We don't need that on this one. So yeah, this test is going to make sure that we can actually run that and actually get some stuff back. So this will make a database query. So let's get rid of this. This is repository course, and that's repository course find external. Okay, so we're going to grab the service, which is Doctrine, and then what we're going to do is get the repository, which is course, and then that would return. If we do, let's tidy this up a bit. Repo is equal to there, and repo will have, let's sort that out. So that would be at var, the repository would be what? Our course repository that I've just skipped over, course repository, and it would be repo. Avatar saying about changing the title to the stream title to be science and technology. Do you mean the stream category? Do you mean? There are more people watching the streaming programming, so you'll have a bigger chance to get more new people on the stream. Not the actual title. Oh, see, yes, the category. Lols. Sometimes I change it. Like we'll try and do it now. We can do it live. I will do that now. Science. I'll give it a go. I'm all for experimenting with this. It's now changed. The stream info has now been updated to the science category. Sometimes there's a lot of people in the basic programming, but we'll see.
Hello, coders.
Thank you very much, Dicey99X. Thank you very much for following. I do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Typically, as Avatar mentioned that, we gained another follower, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing okay today. I hope everybody's enjoying the sunshine, if there is sunshine where you are. It's very sunny where I am at the moment. We went out earlier for a nice dog walk. We took Murphy out down the forest. We live close to a forest, about 45 minutes away, I suppose. And yeah, he was going nuts. We haven't been there for a while due to lockdown and everything, but yeah, he's now downstairs just chilling out and sleeping. But I hope everybody else has managed to get out a little bit. Hey, Dicey. Ah, cool. Apprentice software engineer. Nice. In the UK as well, working for one of the larger utility providers. Nice. Cool. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so exciting. You're going to graduate next year. Brilliant. I love hearing stories like this. This is fantastic. Well, best of luck to you, Dicey. Dicey, for those watching the VOD when it comes out, is an apprentice software engineer, and next year is going to graduate. So that is awesome. That's so cool. Okay, so we got the repository. We should have, or we won't have, but we will have, whatever that means. We will eventually have find all by, or find all external. That's what we would have, find all external. Eventually. And that would eventually return an array, which would be the courses. And we don't need that. And what we want to do is make sure that in here is our courses. That's what we want to do. So we want to should we loop over that? Should we just count that? We should just count that, you know. Yeah, because if I was to loop over that and make sure that certain courses were in certain places, that would be a bit tricky. So let's just assert that this count. Actually, that's going to be difficult because the count's going to be different each time. So I guess what we could do is count that this is greater than 0. So we can do courses greater than 0. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. So the expected is 0 courses, and that would be the count of courses. No, not this count. Just count. Yeah, that's why I really like those stories, because I know the amount of work that you put in. You know, it's a long old slog doing those things. Dicey, it really is. 4-year scheme. Yeah. It must be a nice feeling to get to the end of the road on that sense, and you're about to open a new door. That is the exciting part. You've done all the hard work. Yeah, fair play. Okay, we don't need this, and we don't need those, and all of this stuff. We'll run this, and it'll fail because this doesn't exist. But we'll give it a go. Well, at least we'll have a failing test to work from. At least. It's not an API test, it's an integration test. can Pete spell integration? No, he can't. So let's just copy the folder name of integration and paste it in here. I'm just reading the comments. Wow, yeah, tough stuff. Yeah, good luck with that. So an integration test tests the integration of different things, right? So a unit test would test a unit of work. But when you're testing things like the database, or you're testing an API, or you're testing things that rely on the integration of another thing, you are testing that connection. You're testing the glue. They often take a longer time to do. So for instance, this project has Stripe integration. That Stripe integration is an integration test. All those tests that cover the Stripe part of that would be an integration test. The database testing is a bit of a gray area because a lot of people just put that down as functional tests. I don't really think it. I'm not a stickler for grouping. Like if that's not, if what I'm saying isn't it isn't an integration test and it's a functional test, fine. It just certainly isn't a unit test. Okay, did that fail? That should have failed. That failed spectacularly. Did I not run that with the right spelling? Cannot redeclare. Oh. Wait. Cannot redeclare API controller, API course controller, index. Haha. Okay. So I can't even get my controllers right. So yeah, that needs to be external index. And we'll run that again. And the integration tests obviously take longer because you're actually testing the integration, and it tests the configuration of that too. So in this case, what it's doing is it's dropping the database, and then it's creating the database again to make sure that there is some form of standard place, repeatable place to go back to. But at the moment, so this is what we expected. Find all external doesn't exist. Undefined method. So what we'll do is we'll define that goes into the repository, which is that's the schema. Here we go, in here. And what we need is a public function, and this is going to find all external. It's going to return us an array where there's no arguments here, and this is going to do return this find by. We're going to pass in an array of stuff, and then we're also going to pass. Actually, no, it's going to do one step higher than that, isn't it? Because we need to do some left joins. So it's not even going to do that. Yeah, because we need to join. Let me think. What am I doing? Let me think. Hold on. Let me just step back a minute. So the what have I done? So in the entities, here we go. In the entities, what I've done is I've changed the relationship between the course and the external course, and we now have a course that has an ID back to wherever it is. The course here, so many to one. There we go. which means, so one, okay, fine. Right, so do we need to do a crazy left join in here, or can we just do it via the usual? Because essentially we want to find everything where it's not null. Thinking about it in the SQL terms, I want to find all courses where external is not null. That is essentially the call, and then of course where it's active. So I do think that we're going to have to go a little bit above and beyond the this. I think this creates a query builder. We need to go that far up. We need to actually get the query builder. But what I'm going to do is just return an array, right? For now, and then I'm going to run the test again, because if we were to do it in a TDD way, we've created this method. So let's just run that test again, and that should now give us a different error. He says, yes, that's correct. We're not mocking anything in this case. We are actually pulling down the doctrine service from the container, from the dependency injection container, and we're actually running the database query against that, and then we're checking that there is data in the database. So find all external has just, so we haven't got that error that we had before because we've created that method, but we're returning just a blank array at the moment, so that's failed because we're checking that we need to have more than one. Sorry, more than zero. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Have I got anything? Have I done this before? I know I've done it in many other projects, but have I done it in this one where I've actually accessed the query builder directly? Find in path U. Yes, I have. I just want to see something for reference. I'm going to just copy that. I'm going to paste it into here, and I'm just going to comment it out, just so I've got something to stare at for reference. All right. Okay, so we create a variable called query builder. And we're going to say that this is C for course. And yeah, let's get rid of that for a minute. Then we do a select call. So select C. That's the alias. And then we want to do a join. And we're joining on. So we're joining on C external. So that's the external. With the alias of E. And we're using join with, and the condition, this is why I need this for reference. The condition here is C dot external, hang on a minute. No, that's not right. This isn't right. No. Is this right? C external, E, U external, where stripe, and where? Okay, let's just continue down this road. Yes, where that would be, so that would be s.id, which would be e. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so this would be c.external. I'm going off the page now. c.external is equal to e.id, because that would be the ID of the external. There we go. There we are. And okay, that wasn't that difficult. And then what we do is and where, because we want to make sure that the course, which is C, dot active is equal to active, and we'll pass that in as a parameter. So we'll do set parameters with an S, because we can take an array where the parameter of active is true, and we can pass that in if we wanted to as a variable, perhaps as a parameter of the method, but let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. I'm not going to worry about ordering yet, I don't think. Okay, after that happens, and that was in user, wasn't it? So if we go to the user repo, we then do query get query blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Yep. So let's break this up a little bit. Query is equal to query builder get query, and we want to return query, and I think we need to return get results. Get results, which will return us an array, and that should be kosher. I'm going to leave that in there just for now. And what we're going to do is run this and see. We'll run it against the integration test and actually see if we get anything back. No! Okay. Invalid parameter format. Given, but name or null or what? A? What's all this jazz? This is probably something wrong with the... yes, there's a space. Yes, there was a space here. Yeah. Right, let's see. Okay, now it's passed. So it's passed. So it knows that we have more than one, and it was able to run this, which is great. Woohoo! Okay, so we've tested that. I mean, like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's good for a first pass, at least. So, okay. With this integration test, what we've done is we've grabbed the entity manager out of this, out of the container, the dependency injection container, and then from there we were able to then get the course repository, and then we call courses find all external, and then after that we then check whether courses is greater than 0. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, we could ensure that we could do, I mean, if we wanted to, we could do for each courses as course, and we could actually check the individual courses if we wanted to, but we don't need to go that far. All I wanted to see was whether or not we can actually make that query and actually return results. So I think that's good. So now we'll move on to the API test, right? Because the API test, which we were doing in here, which is the course external here, if I was to run all of those, they should now be running the against the controllers, and the controller, I don't think I've wired it up yet, but we'll just see. No, I haven't wired it up, so this will fail. So this is actually making API requests, right? So this is actually making proper requests to the system. In fact, what I can show you is if we were to run this with VV, right? So there we go. See, it's connecting to the database, right? And it's dumping our dump SQL file, which means that which is this thing here, which means that it's dropped the database, and now it's put that the data into there, and now it's running the the token, right? So it's getting a token, which is this, the access token. And after this, it's then creating the API request, which is this. So it's actually accessing that via the API. It's checking that the response is 200 OK, so IC 200 OK, checking that there is JSON, and now making sure that the JSON actually matches this. And I believe has it failed? Okay, no, sorry, I've pressed -VV when I'm running multiple APIs. Okay, so this is all testing this single API endpoint here, and we have the test here, the issue. Key first doesn't exist in here. Okay, so there's something wrong there. We ran 3 tests, we've got 1 failure. Okay, so what's with this? C response matches JSON type. Let's have a look. Let's go to the controller, which is in here. Aha! Yes, because it won't have that type because we're only returning a blank array. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is run the manager. Now the manager that still doesn't have that, does it? Still doesn't have that in. We're going to create a facade, so let's do public function, get all external, and this is going to do this. Hang on a minute. No. I'm in the wrong file. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong file. Sorry. It needs to be here. So I'm eventually slowly moving all of these query builders into the actual repositories rather than in the managers. I think it's a little bit more tidier to do that. So I am, there is, when you look at this code, you'll be like, oh my God, this is awful. So I am aware that there is a lot of things that I do need to tidy up and move and refactor and everything. So we want to do get all external, or find all external. That's what we're keeping the convention, external. And we will pass in, no, we won't pass in, that's fine. We'll do this, get repository, and then that returns the course repository, which means that we should why do we not have that? Find or get repository returns the object repository. Okay, get repository up here, which is that returns the object repository, but that isn't the case. This should actually return the course repository, and we're going to need to check that because that's going to fail miserably. So repo, and this is going to do if repo instance of course repository course repository, and we will check against that, and we'll do throw new exception. Whoopsie, wrong exception. Cannot get repository. And then we return that. Is that going to make PHP Stan happy? I don't know. Okay, so we have checked it. Okay, good. So scroll down here to this. This should now return us a course repository, which means that we should be able to do find all external. And we're just going to return that. Like that. and that will return an array. This is going to throw all of those things. That's fine. Let's now run the test. In fact, we'll do this without VV. Takes a wee bit of time. Let's take a look at the actual controller. It's still full. It's still we'll have to surround this with a try catch and deal with that from this controller level. That's fine. Okay, let's close that down and then run that again. Come on. I mean, it's doing a lot of work. It's having to rebuild the DB. But I have noticed that when I run these tests on my MacBook Pro, it flies. There we go. 34 seconds. Wow. It was probably having to deal with caching and everything like that. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about spinning up the Jenkins box again in the, on the Mac Mini behind me, and running these tests, these specific integration and API tests on that, and just worry about the unit tests. Because look, if I was to run all the unit tests, so if we did run unit, right, done. 249 of them. Boosh. So, yeah, I'm finding that the integration and the API tests are slowing down development. So what I'm thinking of doing is when we get to the point of pushing this into the develop branch, is get my Jenkins box back up and running and listening to those merges and then running these specific tests sort of in anger. We've got like we must have 350 tests by now in total. I'm happy to do the integration tests and the API tests, the specific ones that I'm working on, but running the whole suite is just going to grind dev time. I certainly will run all the tests after this stream. Definitely, just to make sure that I haven't broken anything else unexpectedly. And I also just want to come out of this container, the Docker container, and just run make static analysis. I just want to make sure that PHP Stan is feeling good about itself. Do I have green? No, I've got red. Oh dear. Okay, course schema, get external should return an array null, but returns an array or string. Well, that's a lie, surely. Right, okay. Let's deal with that. So, I need to go Command O to open that up, and then Command L to go to line 78. So what's with this method? API course schema get external should return an array which is null. Get external, which is this thing here. Okay, so it should return that or null. Is that what we're saying? Should return. Why is it returning an array? No. But returns array string null on line 78. That's not line 78. Line 78 is this. If external is an instance of course external, this is the problem when you deal with ternary operators like this. in an array. Wow. I like making myself. I like making things difficult for myself, don't I? Okay. So external, course external. That's going to return course external or null, right? And what we want to do is return either a string or null from here. Let's just split this out. So URL is equal to well, let's put it in an if condition. URL is null. All right, that's what we've decided upon. It's going to be null if it doesn't exist. So let's see if external is an instance of course external, right? Then the URL is going to be external get URL. Now that is a string, and then that becomes that. Right, so let's run that. Okay, no, same issue. Okay, so should return get external. I don't understand. Oh, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. This is course schema. This is course schema, which is this file. Get external. I'm getting confused because there is a get external call on the course, and we're in the schema, and there we go. Gotcha. I see. Okay, the issue is this. This is the thing. Okay, so we're saying should return an array or null. So it's an array or null. Why is that an array or null? We're always returning that. There is no need to return null. It's always going to be an array, which means that I should be able to just go back and tidy all of this up and remove that. In theory, if I was to run that again, is PHP stan going to be happy? Yes, it is. Okay, let's, don't need the terraforms on that. Okay. So where are we at? Where are we at? So we've ran the, we're out of the container now, aren't we? So let's just do make test unit. That seems to be okay. Let's also do make test API. Let's just go through the rest of the API. I know this is going to take ages, 72 of them, but let's just run it and just see. Because we should now, if we go back to the planning, which we haven't seen for a while, we know we've dealt with this. What I'm going to do now is actually change these things to be strike through, because we know that these are done. So we're going to strike through that one. Add optional external URL to the course fixtures. We definitely know that's done, so that's strike through. Change the load course fixture method to create external courses if need be. That's definitely done. Remove the external course fixture. That's done. Move Docker in motion to the external fixture into course fixtures. That is done. Whoops. Alter the APIs to include the external course URL. Course get by ID. How are we doing? We're only on 4. All right, let's just test that out via Postman. Course get by ID. So that is the ID. This is the call, and then this is Docker in motion, and that is the external URL. Let's just run this again and make sure that that is the case. Okay, I need to log in, of course, because the dev token only is expired by 10 minutes. So, all right, let's run that again once more time. Come on. I can't believe I haven't even mentioned the JavaScript course that I'm creating. I've been so ingrained, concentrating on this. I haven't mentioned that. Yes, it's in there. Okay, so that's done. How to Code Well is very busy right now. I say that like there's a team of people behind me. It's just me. Alter the APIs to include the external course URL. That is done. We've just seen that. All right, the next one is to create, this is what we're playing with, create an API for getting all external courses. Okay, let's run this in Postman. This is going to be a new request. Is there a way I can duplicate this? So let's do a duplicate of that. And let's change this to be get all external. And what we want to do is just run API courses external. It's a get request, and the token, the headers should be dealt with already. And that should return Docker in motion in an array. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we do have an array, and we have the JSON here. We have Docker in motion. Good. Okay. All right. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. This is turning out to be rather a large ticket. All right. I guess lesson learned here is that if each one of these things could have been a different Jira ticket. Because now we're working on the CMS. So yeah, and I showed you the CMS earlier. It was in. So this is the website that we're building, and it replaces this site here. This is howtocodewell.net, and what we're doing is we're creating these external things here. The Docker in Motion that I've mentioned is the Docker in Motion course that I've created from Manning. I did that a while back. And it just means that I can create sort of, I guess you would call it, well, it's not really an advert, but my sort of just something here that just you can click on to take you to that. And also I have 3 other external courses as well, some for Pack Publishing too. But the real crux of this is the fact that I want to push the launch of this. We've got on the staging server, which I have destroyed, and I did that today through Terraform. It's all right, I can rebuild that. I've got a script to do that. We've got 17 courses, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say. 17 courses, and I want to push this forward, and I want to get this onto production as quickly as possible, in the best way possible. And the roadmap that I put in the podcast on episode 71 said that we will be putting this live in December. But as I mentioned before, the problem with that is that requires a big bang release, basically swapping that to this. So a couple of things that I've thought of, ways in which I can sort of like make the scope even smaller, is to remove the functionality for the joining in. I don't think this works because I haven't got Gatsby. No, I haven't got Gatsby running. Let's do that. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's try and do that. I know I'm moving off of various things. Let's get Gatsby running. So we don't want to go into the infrastructure. We want to go into the portal, which isn't in system. It's in this level. And we want to evaluate the Docker shell, obviously, and then we want to do make install local dev. Okay, so this will be the front end. It's running Ghost and Gatsby. Oh, what's the problem here? Oh gosh, every time. Yes, NVM, use the stable. I need to write some scripts to do all this. Right. Yeah, so this is going to build the front end. It's running against the APIs that we're creating, and it will build out this site. So yes, the point of putting the external courses in is to also say that on the How to Code Well YouTube channel, all of the courses that we have, all the free courses that we have, they are all defined in playlists in the How to Code Well YouTube channel. So I can't show you because it's still building. The idea is to create a link on the course card, which is in React, that when you click on the course, it takes you to the playlist. That would be the first iteration of this project. And then obviously, as you saw earlier when this builds, I'll show you again, there is functionality that we've created, but there's some of it that is half built, around logging in and creating a user account and having a course catalog and being able to download the course code that I've got, that I've created. So that's like the ultimate end goal, and that's where we're going to get to in December. So I want to bring the delivery forward to the sort of mid of next month to produce the first phase of the beta launch. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. Let's get into this now. Let's refresh the page on that. So that's the pricing page, which won't be on launch, and the courses here. So we have these courses. There's a lot more. Like I said, there's 17 of them on staging, and the images aren't this. So that's why you see the white text above. But the idea is that if I was to click on this, for instance, you get to, there's an image there, the S3 path isn't correct. You would get to this point here and you would choose to become a member or whatever. But for the first iteration of this is to, when you click on this, it actually takes you to the playlist in YouTube. So that's why I'm dealing with this course external stuff, because essentially all of these technically are external courses at the current second. Okay, so what we've done is we've managed to create this API, which is brilliant. The next thing we need to do is actually get into the CMS and add that external the text box with the external thing. So we need to create a form in Symfony. So that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to go over to here and we'll close down all of this stuff. I'm going to write a quick Git message to myself because I think we've done an awful lot of work. Make sure the migration's in there too. Yep. Okay, so we have created the course external API, and we've also created, we've changed the mapping, the entity mapping, the entity for course. Well, let's course and course external. Yeah, okay, and we've added some tests and stuff, but that's, in you go. Okay, so the next thing now is to deal with the CMS. Now, embarrassingly, the CMS has no tests. And this is because I am the only one who is going to access this CMS. I don't even know if this CMS is actually going to be on production. I don't think so, because I can build it and then I can pump it up. It's a static site at the end of the day. So yeah. Anyway. Let's take a look at the forms, because what I need to do is create a form. which is similar to the course type. We'll just copy that in. Can I not just rename? Thank you. So this would be course external type, and we'll change obviously the class name, and this needs to have the URL. It doesn't need to have anything else though, so that all of this can go. We don't need any of this stuff. It just needs to have the URL. We need to map this, of course, to course external. That is the entity that we're playing with. And then let's just see in here. Let's get rid of all of those stuff. In the course itself, which is this, we need to create an embedded form, I guess you would call it. We'll do it under the subtitle. So we'll do add, and then we'll do external with the type. That's the label. The type of course external type class, and we're going to set it to not be required. So that's some options here. We do required is equal to false, because obviously not all of my courses are external. Okay, oops, okay, so if we go now to here and then we refresh the page, it'll probably log me out now. Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, hello. Hello. What's the error? Let's get rid of... let's just move that over to there for a minute. The error here is... Is that the one that's just come through? Can I come out of that for a minute and then run that again and then rebuild this again just to see? So that would, if that was the error, it was a request critical. Oh, here we go. The property course external, it was this one, is not readable because it's typed to course external. You should initialize it or declare a default value instead. Ah, okay, this is, yeah.
Hello, coders.
Okay, this is interesting. Hey, thank you for following blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. I can't even. I can say it in my head, but I can't say it out loud. Alanzi Derio 711. Wow, I can't talk. Thank you very much for following. I do appreciate it. We're now at 504 followers. This is brilliant. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Right. This is an interesting challenge here. The property course external is not readable because it is typed course external. Well, we have set it to null, I'm sure. If we go to the entity, I'm pretty sure we've done that. I can't pronounce your username. Alastero 711. How about that? How you doing, 711? Hope you're well. Not even close. No, I know. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. The issue is that this is null, and it should be... Oh, I've done it again. Gosh. Yes, strict types. Every time. They get me. They get me. Right. Let's run that again. It was the other day. I was thinking, gosh, I must get this. I must get this project up to speed in terms of 7.4, PHP 7.4. Here we go. We've got the external URL here because you know, I want to get this to PHP 8 as fast as possible. You know, well, let me rephrase that. In next year, around probably springtime, I'm planning to put this live on PHP 8. In the meantime, I know PHP 8 comes out in November, but in the meantime, I need to get this as up to speed as possible. So then, by November, there is enough. You know, we've got enough tests. We've got, you know, all the other bits and pieces. So it's not going to go as soon as possible. I shouldn't have said that. It's probably going to be in production at the spring next year, PHP 8. But there's a long road to walk before then. I'm just going to have to shoot off for a couple of minutes. I need to just check on my dog. So give me about 3 minutes. I just want to make sure that he's okay. All right, I will be back very soon.
Hello, coders.
Oh, thank you very much for following another unruly hotfixer. Ha! That is an amazing name. Thank you for following. Please bear with me for a few minutes. I just want to check on my dog. Well, my puppy. I just want to check on my puppy. Give me a couple of minutes. He's alright. I can't believe my puppy is he's Murphy. He's an English Springer Spaniel and he's almost 1. He's alright. We took him out for a really big walk earlier and he's shattered. Absolutely shattered. Yeah, he's just come in and he's just like pretending to be a rug on the floor now. Bless him. Bless him. I just want to... Give me a few seconds. Oops, can't spell, cannot spell. At any opportunity, I want to show off Murphy. That's Murphy. And yeah, we took him to the forest today. Oops, no, I'm not logged in. We took him to the forest today, and he is shattered, absolutely tired. So, yeah, and we've got cats as well. Flicky. Yeah, totally tired. So that's I'll put this in the chat if anybody wants to follow along. I'm a bit jealous. He's got more Instagram followers than myself, but he's worth it. That's Adventures of Murphy Pup. Anywho, let's get back to the code. So we have now put in this this lovely. It looks horrible, doesn't it? We put in this text field here for the URL. What I would like to do is create a course and then, make sure that it's coming back. So let's say, for example, let's do, let's type in new course 1 test. The URL is HTTP. Google.com, something like that. Doesn't matter. It is active. Let's do test here. Slug is test again. Not going to bother with any of this stuff. Change this to be how to code well and then hit save. Does this work? Or are you going to throw a wobbly? No, you're going to throw a wobbly. Of course you are. Of course you are. All right, what wobbly did you throw? Uncalled exception, the property external URL is not readable because it is typed string. You should initialize it or declare it. Again, it's stupid types. The types. This is because on course external, that should be a string. Because it's a string. Right. Let's refresh. Yes, I want to reload the page. Come on. Come on. And then, of course, you see what I'll do is run Postman again and make sure that we get 2 back rather than just Docker in motion. There we go. Woohoo! Okay, good. Let's... did I set it to active? I can't remember. Course 1. It is active because that's green. Sweet. Let's go to Postman and let's run course external. We should now have 2 items within this data array. Oh no! Oh no! Why? What happened? Oh no. Critical uncalled exception call to member format on null. Oh wait. I see. This is because publish date is not... The publish date is not required. That's right. And yet in the course schema it is. Gotcha. Okay. So in where are we? In the schemas themselves, up to where are we? Course schema up here. There should be the attributes, and it's this stuff, isn't it? Is it publish date? Call to function, line 38. It's published. Yeah, so really what I need to do there is check whether that is an instance of that. I think I've got this somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, checking whether it is an instance and then getting the atom date. Let me grab that. So we go to course schema. That would be the updated date here. Instance of date time. And let's bring that back. And let's grab that and also do this on publish date. I know that updated date is optional. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's now run Postman once more. It will always have a creation date, you know. The entity won't exist without a creation date. It's because that's done through the doctrine lifecycle callbacks. But the updated date will only be there if it actually gets updated, and the publish date will only be there if the course is published. So there we go. We should have Docker in motion, but we should also now have the other one that we've created. So let's scroll down here. Yes, we've got new course 1, and with the URL of Google. Sweet. Well, this means now this unblocks it, doesn't it? So this unblocks the fact that what I need to do is have a little link on here. Okay, what's the time? 17:56. Wow, that's annoying. So we didn't get to JavaScript today, which is a pain in the bum. All right, let's. What we'll do is we'll create. Yeah, we've done that. That's good. That's good to go. Before I hit save, let me just double check Stan is okay. You know, all of those other issues. So let's do make static analysis. Good. I'm going to run make tests. Now this is going to run all of the tests, and I just want to make sure, because this runs PHP MD, so mess detector and everything. So let's just run those. I know that this is going to take ages, but we'll run this and this will go on after. Aha. Right, let's run that again, because that was Beautifier. Okay, so it's running security tests, and then it's running mess detection, and now it's running static analysis. And then after this, it will validate the doctrine schema, check the mapping is correct. It'll clear the cache. And then after this, it will start running the API tests. And then the integration tests, and then the unit tests. So, whilst that runs, we can save this now, and we can mark this as done. Right? Woohoo! We got something in the done column. This was the task for the UI for the front end, so this would make the courses redirect to the YouTube page. So what I need to do, obviously, is go through all of the courses that we have here and edit them. Oh, that's a... I haven't tested. I haven't tried that yet, have I? Let's hit edit. Maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself. It should be running the same form, so it should be okay. This is going to cry, actually, because I'm running the API tests and this is dropping the database. So this is probably not going to work. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's stop the tests and let's just run. That's annoying. Let's just run db test rebuild to rebuild the fixtures. Okay, now, so it drops the database, creates the database, blah blah blah, runs the migrations. Now it's running the fixtures. Then it dumps that to the database file, which is then used for the tests. Fine. So if we come out of this and then went into here, I'm probably going to need to log in again. Well, I will, because my access token is revoked. I just want to make sure that when I edit the course, I still have that URL. So yeah, let's log in. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to do off stream, like obviously buy a SSL certificate, buy a server, create a playlist value for each course entity. Yes, so this is I need to do that. That is a fixture issue. And then decommission the old site. And then point to the new DNS. I can really only do this together. Add the SSL certificate to production. This obviously isn't in any shape, any order. Create a deployment script. So again, I'll do this off stream. Create a backup script again off stream. Update the vhost with 301 redirection rules. Because essentially what we're doing is we're going to replace that with this. And then, well, we need to remove the login button and the register button and the pricing page and create feature flag configuration for these. So yeah, I guess the next thing after this is to deal with the front end stuff. Anyway, where are we at? We've just ran the fixtures, which means that I should be able to now access the database, the CMS, and if I went to, well, I should be able to click on one of these courses. So obviously this is just test data. This is just test data that's thrown in through those fixtures. Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't get to the JavaScript sooner. It's frustrating. Oh wow, that's broken, hasn't it? That's failed spectacularly. Undefined variable URL image does not exist. That doesn't make any sense. You right, Murphy? What are you doing? What are you doing? You good boy. Good boy. Okay, so for anyone watching this, by the way, that is my puppy. That's I'm not just saying goodbye randomly like a madman. Right, undefined variable image. What's going on here? This doesn't sound nice, does it? Right, this is in the twig. I really should write tests for the CMS. Cough, cough, cough. One day I will. I promise. I'll bore you all with my testing. Templates, and this would be in course, and this would be in edit, and there's a problem with the URL something or other. URL image does not exist on form theme. So if we go to form and then go to the form theme, which isn't clickable for some reason, don't know why. That would be form_theme, which is here. URL image. If image URL, URI even. What? If image URI, assert helper same as true. Image URI, image URI, image URI, image URL. What? Image URI. Wait, hang on. What's this? What? Hey. Where is that coming from? Am I setting that somewhere? No, I'm not. Ah, it's in the Veach widget. Sorry, here we go. So, Veach. Image URI. Download URI. URL image. I don't understand where that's coming from. I don't know. Why URL image? Oh, no, I see what this is. This is a twig global variable. Yeah, and I think I've changed this to be image URL rather than URL image. Let me just double check that. If I go to my Symfony, where would that be? That would be in the configuration. Config, and it would be in would it be in services? Yeah, no. Yeah, URL image. I think it's that, but I just want to double check where is there a twig YAML in here? There we go. Image URL. Image URL. And what we're saying is it should be URL image. That's what we're saying. and if we went to the form theme, it is now URL image. There we go. So let's run that again. That should now work. That kind of caught me off guard, that one. Oh, I really should test the CMS. How many times? Just a test suite that just goes through every page in the CMS just to make sure that it returns a 200 OK. I just don't have time. Like, the front end is so tested, or the API is at least. Yeah, I'm planning to take a vacation from freelance work for a wee bit after a big project that I'm working on. It might be a case that in this vacation I might actually just do the tests. Anyway, I want to make sure that I can do HTML Google on this and then do update on that. And I guess what I should do is also edit a course that doesn't have a URL as well, just to double check that works too. So I'm working on the assumption here that the external URL isn't required. So yeah, that's fine. So again, if we ran this in Postman, we should have a third. Again, I'm gonna have to log in, aren't I? You're gonna tell me I need to log in, aren't you? Yes, you are. Let's log in. That can just go. That one is this. Which one's this? Premium. That can go. It's that one. And then let's hit send. That came back okay. And we'll save. Right, Murph. Yeah, good boy. All right, so we should have three. We should have Docker in motion. We should have PHP command line, which is the one we've just done. And we should also have another one, which is... Where did that go? Docker in motion. Oh, no, wait. No, we should only have two. I've rebuilt the database, so yeah, that's fine. With the fixtures, which didn't include that, so that's okay. I'm chasing ghosts. Okay, so that's fixed, and the next test is to let's edit this one, PHP array, and let's just change the name of this and just not have any external URL. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just change this to be array 1 or something like that. It doesn't matter. And then just hit update. I just want to make sure that I can save this without putting anything in here. Oh, he's lying behind my legs, behind my feet. Cute puppy! Yeah, that works. So if we ran Postman again and hit send, I hate doing these kind of like tests where it's sort of eyeballing it. This test should mean that whatever that course was, which was what, PHP array 1, shouldn't be in here. So we've got Docker in motion. We have the PHP command line, which is this one, and that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. That's it. Wonderful. Okay. Let me commit all that code, because there was again a lot to cover there, and we fixed a bunch of stuff in the CMS. So fixing CMS image URL. This is CMS twig. What else did we do? fixing data types. Added the external course to external course form. Okay, that'll do. Okay, and now what I'm going to do finally is run all the tests again. And we'll just make sure that Stan works, and we'll get a couple of tests in, a couple of API tests in, and then I'll just let this run. Just let this run. And if everything is okay, I'll merge this into the develop branch and then work on the JavaScript stuff. But unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, I'm starving. So, so it's not really unfortunately. I would love to carry on and work, but unfortunately, nobody's developed some form of way of consuming food without actually consuming food. So I need to go and get my Sunday dinner. Even though I really want to continue and code. It's annoying when you have this passion. It's frustrating. It's like, I just want to do this. Just give me a pizza. I'll be fine. Just eat bowls of cereal all day. That's what I used to do when I was at uni. Anyway, this looks like it's working okay. We have all the tests in place. PHP Stan is good. The mapping is good. Unfortunately, we just didn't get to the JavaScript. So I can't really promise that I'm not going to touch that tonight. But the next stream is Tuesday morning, and who knows what shape that's going to be in. You know, what we're going to be doing then. It really depends on what I can get done on Monday evening, to be honest. This here is the link to, because I haven't mentioned it at all. This is a link to the How to Code Well YouTube channel, and next week we have a whole bunch of tutorials, some PHP, mostly JavaScript though, coming through, and I'm working on a course which is a project-based course in JavaScript, and that course creates a tip calculator in JavaScript, and the course covers HTML, it covers CSS, and it covers JavaScript. So that's coming soon. You can also get the code if you are a Patreon. And you can get that through the link in our Discord server. So if you haven't joined yet, do check that out. There's also sections in there for the channels in there, I should say, for asking coding questions. But thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching. Happy coding, and I will see you on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Yay! Cheers. Bye-bye.